I'm very proud to announce that Allie Voss is a Form 8 graduate!
Thank you guys. That was really amazing. I remember when my sister graduated. I wasn't able to come here, but we were on the phone in my house, and my parents were like, "Your sister's finishing." And I was like, "What does this mean? Like, I don't understand." And so we're sitting there around the phone. My parents were listening, and I was listening to her speech, and I didn't know what was special about it. I was sitting there, and I was like, what does this mean? Like, she's talking in front of people. There's people cheering. That makes sense. But I didn't understand why it was special. Then I came to Delphi, and when I first came, I was really nervous because I only knew like 2 or 3 people. But I stepped in the door, and everyone was like a family. And it was really beautiful because I had never really had that before. And when I moved to Florida, it was really hard for me because I had left my best friends behind, and I wasn't going to see them for a long time. And it was really nice to have a family again. I think the biggest thing on the program for me was learning how to confront things. When you hear about confronting things, you think about confronting your studies. But it's really about confronting everything in your life, whether it's confronting that person you don't want to talk to, or confronting your student council post, or confronting a project, or literally anything that could come up in your life. And I think that is the scariest thing that comes up, because you're sitting there and you're like, one minute you're like, yes, I can do this, and it's great. And then all of a sudden you hit a point where you're like, this is really hard. And you actually can't like get past that barrier, and you're like, this is the end of my life, and I can't do this, and I'm never gonna get through this. But then you get through the other side with the help of your friends and the staff members and everyone. And you're like, wow, I actually did that. Like, this is amazing. And then the next minute, you hit that next point, and you're like, oh my God, my life is ending again. But then you get through it again. And that happens throughout the entire program, even when you start in Form 6 and you feel like it's the hardest thing ever. And then there's Form 8 students who are like, what? Everything on Form 6 was so easy. Like, what's happening? And I think that is when I really realized the magic of Delphi. And it wasn't until this year that I looked back at everything that I'd done and everything that I was able to confront and every barrier I was able to get through that I saw these little lights, and it was like so beautiful that everything just clicked all together, and it was the magic of Delphi. And the magic of Delphi is different for me than it is for every single person in this room. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about Delphi. Sorry. For all this, I want to thank the staff. You guys are actually so amazing. I know you hear this a lot, but you do so much for us. And it's even the people you don't even talk to or you feel like you interact with. You do everything for us. I want to thank every single student for really being there as a family for me. Even when things got hard, I knew I could go up to any person, even if I didn't talk to them a lot. And they would just talk to me, and it would be a beautiful experience. I want to thank Paula. You were there for me this year whenever I needed it. You really pushed me to do the things that I felt I couldn't do, especially with my writing. And it was so beautiful every moment that I had with you. Thank you. I want to thank Melissa. You are actually the most amazing person in the world. You invited me into your family, and it was so nice to have that. Thank you so much. I want to thank my sister. She was there for me whenever I needed it. I could call her at any point in the day, any time of night. It'd be like 2 a.m. her time, and I'd be freaking out, and I'd be like, I can't do this, and she'd be like, what are you doing? Stop. Do it. Confront it. Get it done. She's like, I did it. You can do it. Thank you. I want to thank my dad. He is everything to me. My parents are my best friends, and my dad really pushes me to do the best that I can, and no matter what that is, no matter what I want to do, he'll support me in it. Whether it's, Dad, I go up to him and I say, Dad, I want to go skydiving today, and he's like, okay, did you learn about it? Are you ready for this? Let's go do it. And yeah, thank you, Dad. I want to thank my mom. She is the most wonderful, beautiful person I know, and she helps me with literally everything, and I couldn't have made it through this year without her. In the beginning of the year, she sent me this bracelet, and it had a quote on it about, like, I forgot what it said, but it was something about, like, you're strong, you're beautiful, and you can do anything, something like that, something really cheesy, but but it was amazing because I looked at it and I was like, it just showed how much she supported me throughout this entire year, and I knew she was going to be there through every step of the way. So thank you. Thank you, guys.